Stop and listen, because my voice calls you in this moment when heaven leans down to touch your life. It is not by chance that you have arrived here. It is not coincidence that your ears are attentive now. Every detail of this hour was carefully prepared by me, because I desire to open before you a door that will never close again. I, the Lord, say, the place where you have dwelled has fulfilled its time, and now a prophetic transition is already in motion. Do not resist what I prepare, for every tear you shed, every sensation of suffocation, every day when your heart wondered if there was still something greater, all of this was part of my design to bring you to this instant. I know the walls that surrounded you. I know the silent groans you offered in lonely nights, when weariness and anxiety tried to steal your hope. I was there in every moment when you felt you did not belong to the place where you were. I saw when you walked through the streets of your neighborhood and your soul said, "It is not here that I will flourish." Listen well. That voice was not the fruit of your imagination. It was the testimony of my spirit within you, declaring that I have already prepared a new dwelling. When doors closed before you, when opportunities disappeared without explanation, do not think I abandoned you. I was only preserving your destiny. There are houses that are shelters of pain. There are places that imprison your identity, but I am the one who sets you free. I saw when your health was attacked inside the environment where you lived. I saw when the weight of debts rose like a wall. I saw when your heart seemed crushed by rejection. I did not remain silent out of indifference, but because I was building something your eyes could not yet see. Now it is time to understand the constant problems, the difficulties with your home, the technical failures, even the strange behavior of the animals around you. All of these are signs that the time to remain in this environment has ended. Do not despise these signs, because they did not appear by chance. I, the Lord, move the atmosphere when I want to lead my people to a new level. Your current home was a school, but it is not your destiny. It was a temporary shelter, but it does not carry the weight of the promise I established over your life. Hear my voice. There is an address written in my book with your name. It is not just a property, it is an altar of transformation. The space I have prepared already exists, and in it, there are windows that will let in the light that will heal your tired eyes. There are doors positioned to open paths of new opportunities. There are colors and symbols that will speak to your soul in a silent but powerful way. Every detail has already been ordered by me, and even the plants that grow around it will testify that this is the place where my spirit will rest upon you with new intensity. Do not think this movement is only natural. It is spiritual. Your change of dwelling is also a change of season. I am taking you out of a territory of limitations and bringing you into an environment where abundance will flow. Even the areas of your life that were blocked, career, relationships, health, will receive a sudden unlocking when your feet step on the ground of the new house. This is the moment when every seed you watered with tears will begin to blossom, because I am faithful to fulfill what I promised. I tell you, my time is not your time, but I have already orchestrated the details of this change. What seemed like delay was, in truth, alignment. I was preparing circumstances, moving people, organizing resources. There is someone specific I have placed in the path of this new dwelling. That person carries within themselves the energy of restoration that will awaken gifts that have remained dormant inside you. When your paths cross, there will be an inexplicable peace, as if you had always known each other. This is not illusion, it is the confirmation of divine purpose. Do not fear when you notice that old alliances begin to dissolve. Relationships that drained your strength will move away because they cannot enter the new season. I will bring near you people who will edify, who will bring comfort, and support. Your gifts will be activated, your creativity will flourish like a river overflowing, and even your health will find relief in an environment free from the energies that once suffocated you. Do not despise what I say. The territory where you will dwell will be an instrument of healing, not only for you, but for your family and for all who enter it. Begin to prepare yourself now. Be grateful for your current home, for it taught you and sustained you until now. But release it, because what is coming is greater. Declare with your own mouth, I receive the divine home that the Lord has prepared for me. Create within yourself the image of the new house. Walk through the rooms in your imagination and let gratitude open the way for manifestation. Detach from what no longer serves. Rid yourself of the weights of the past, because you will not carry burdens into the place where I am taking you. I, the Lord, tell you, keep your faith firm. Even though natural eyes do not yet see the complete change, it is already decreed in heaven. The time of transition has come. Do not minimize this moment, because it is key to your destiny. Today I announce to you, the old cycle has ended and a portal has opened. The place I have prepared already waits for you, and in it I will write the next chapters of your story with letters of victory and fullness. Now receive this word as an eternal seal. You have been marked by heaven to live the promise. I myself will walk with you, sustaining every step, until you see with your own eyes the fulfillment of what I have revealed to you on this day. I saw when you cried before the walls that seemed to suffocate you, when technical problems, accumulated bills, and silent illnesses rose up inside your house. It was not punishment, it was preservation. The silence you interpreted as abandonment was, in truth, construction. Each delay was a spiritual brick being placed, preparing the space where my glory would rest upon you in a visible way. I was attentive to every detail, even when you believed that time was against you. While the days seemed to drag on, I was secretly building a structure that would support the weight of the promise I placed in you. The waiting was not punishment, it was training. There were spaces in your soul that needed to be filled with patience, trust, and spiritual maturity. I did not allow you to receive before the right time, because what I prepared required firm roots. Remember the moments when doors closed suddenly and you thought you had lost opportunities forever. In reality, I was diverting your path from traps that could compromise your future. Each no you heard was an invisible yes to my strategies. I hid you from environments that would have drained your essence, and I preserved you in places of lesser visibility so that your light would not be extinguished before the right time. When you felt forgotten in the midst of silence, I was closer than ever. The silence was my process of shaping your inner being. The words you did not hear, the answers that seemed never to arrive, were spiritual bricks being placed, raising walls of protection and solid foundations so that the wind of adversities would not tear down what was about to be built. You confused absence with preparation, but now I reveal to you, every second was woven by my hands. I saw when your health was tested, when inexplicable symptoms tried to steal your energy. While you struggled to understand, I was strengthening your resistance. What the enemy tried to use to break your faith was transformed into spiritual authority. Today you carry in your story a mark of overcoming that will be a living testimony of my faithfulness. No effort was in vain, no suffering was wasted, because in every tear I watered seeds of victory. I saw when people walked away, when rejections hurt more than words could express. Do not weep thinking that they left you without value, for every departure was allowed so that your heart would be preserved. I did not allow fragile alliances to carry the weight of your destiny. The bonds that collapsed were not sustained by me, and for this reason they did not remain. I was separating you for genuine alliances that will flourish in the time of harvest. Do not interpret the delay as forgetfulness. Each day of waiting was an adjustment. Each prolonged season was a necessary alignment. There are blessings that only blossom when the ground is prepared, and I, the Lord, am the farmer of your life. I removed stones, pulled out dry roots, cleaned the soil of your heart so that the seed of promise would not be suffocated. And now before you the field is already ready to bring forth the harvest I prepared. I saw your struggle in the midst of financial difficulties, when resources did not come and the weight of debt seemed to crush you. But observe how, even in scarcity, you never lacked the essential. That was preservation, not abandonment. I taught you to trust in me above circumstances so that when abundance arrived, your heart would not turn to the idols of this world. Your faith was refined like gold in the fire, and now it shines purer and stronger. Do not be deceived into thinking the enemy had victory over you. The most intense battles were, in truth, signs that there was something great being gestated in your favor. Every spiritual resistance against your life was proof of the value I carry within you. If you were attacked, it is because there was a destiny too great to remain hidden. But I myself preserved you in the midst of the fire, and I did not allow the flames to consume you. Now you understand that the cycle of pain was also a cycle of revelation. I was showing you that you do not need to depend on human structures, but on my eternal faithfulness. You learned to hear my voice in the midst of silence, to trust in my invisible hand when everything seemed to fall apart. These cycles were not waste, they were construction. I formed you to withstand the weight of the promise and to carry the glory that will come. I am the God who transforms each delay into strategy, each silence into language, each tear into fertilizer for the future. Nothing was in vain. Everything converged to this moment when I announced to you the time of hidden construction is coming to an end, and the revelation of what I prepared will begin to manifest before your eyes. You have felt the strangeness of no longer fitting in the place where you are. Your dreams reveal boxes, trucks, new doors. Even the animals around you perceive the energetic change that has already begun. None of this is random. I am using natural circumstances, contracts that end, new people who appear, unexpected resources, to align you with the address I already wrote in my book before you were born. When your feet walk the streets of the current place and your soul sighs as if seeking something beyond, that is the sign that the cycle has closed. I place within your spirit the holy discomfort that does not allow you to remain in zones of stagnation. That feeling of displacement is not rejection, it is direction. I am breathing in you the wind of movement so that you do not settle where my cloud no longer rests. Notice how situations repeat around you. Bills that do not stabilize, small failures that seem trivial but accumulate to show you that the time to remain there has come to an end. I allow certain discomforts to grow so that your attention is turned to the new. Do not despise what seems simple, because even everyday details are part of heaven's language. Look at the dreams I have placed in your mind. They are not the fruit of loose imagination. They are veiled messages that your soul receives while your body rests. Each vision of stacked boxes, each image of open doors, each change revealed at night is an announcement that I am writing a new page in your story. Your mind is capturing in advance what I have already established in heaven. Even the animals around you feel what I am moving. They perceive when the spiritual atmosphere of a place begins to change. Their different behavior is only a reflection of what is already happening in the invisible world. I am the God who rules over all creatures, and I use small signs to confirm to you that what I prepare is real and near. Observe the people who have recently appeared in your life. They did not enter by chance. I position them as pieces of a puzzle that is being completed. Some of these connections have the purpose of opening doors, others of teaching you new paths, others of confirming that the change is not the product of anxiety, but of divine alignment. Each unexpected encounter is part of the symphony that I myself compose in your journey. Do not ignore also the resources that have arisen without human planning. The amount that appeared, the opportunity you did not ask for, the contract that ended at the exact time, all this is part of the mechanism that moves your life toward the prepared place. I do not work with chances, but with precision. Even the timing of ending certain debts and commitments was adjusted so that there would be no delay in the fulfillment of my promise. When you feel that there is no longer joy in staying in old environments, it is because I am removing from you the desire to remain in lands that no longer belong to you. I do not want your heart to cling to the temporary when I have for you the permanent. That emptiness that insists on speaking to you is not a burden, it is an invitation to rise and walk. I place within your thoughts a discomfort that becomes an impulse so that you recognize the time of departure. Even the technical failures in your house, such as unstable energy, appliances that break, networks that do not work, are signs that the atmosphere is no longer in harmony with you. I allow these things to become frequent so that you understand the place that sustains you is no longer compatible with the season that opens. Do not look at this only with natural eyes, but with the discernment of the Spirit, because nothing happens without purpose. I am in a hurry to move you because the address I prepared is already released in your story. Do not let unbelief make you treat as coincidence what is prophecy in motion. Everything around you already announces that the change is not only future but present. The gears are already turning, the signs are crying out, and heaven has already decreed that you will not remain where you are. I am the one who aligns the invisible with the visible. I am orchestrating every detail so that you understand that your new dwelling is not the fruit of human effort, but of my faithfulness. Your restlessness is only a reflection of the transition that has already begun. Trust and walk with hope, because the address that carries your promise has already been signed by my hand, and in it your life will flourish in a way you have never experienced before. Understand, this change is not just geographical, it is prophetic. The house I prepare is an altar of destiny, a territory where your faith will grow and your promises will flourish. The place where you are now blocks benefits that I myself released for you, but that could not be received in that environment. That is why I move you to a space that will be a master key to open doors of provision, healing, and expansion. The place where you are today served a purpose, but it cannot contain the fullness of what I have established in your future. The current environment was like a vessel that held water for a time, but now it can no longer contain the river that I decided to release. There are deep waters of anointing, creativity, joy, and abundance that need to flow, and only the land I have prepared will be able to receive and multiply what I am pouring out. It is not just about walls or roofs, it is about spiritual alignment. Every space carries an atmosphere, and I will not allow you to remain in a territory where the atmosphere hinders your expansion. The new house that I have already determined was chosen not only for its beauty or structure, but for the spiritual environment that surrounds it. The walls of that place will hold your prayer, the rooms will witness your miracles, and even the floor will be consecrated by the presence that accompanies you. This change is an answer to the intercessions you made in silence when you asked for a place where your soul would find true rest. What I prepare for you is a space that will serve as a meeting point between the natural and the supernatural. There your mind will be clearer, your thoughts freer, your health stronger. I am leading you to a territory where the atmosphere will carry peace instead of oppression. hope instead of discouragement, confidence instead of fear. It is not just a new address, it is an environment designed to activate within you everything that was dormant. Understand that there is nothing common in this movement. Even the architectural details of the new dwelling have a purpose. Each window will let the light in a specific way. Each door will open symbolic passage for spiritual dimensions of growth. Do not look with natural eyes, because even what seems simple will be a tool to raise your faith and consolidate your identity. This will not be just a house, it will be an altar of testimonies. I remove you from a place where hidden limitations existed. The home you now occupy blocked advances that were already released in the spiritual realm. Many times you asked yourself why doors would not open, why resources would not come, why relationships would not be strengthened. The answer was in the atmosphere that could not sustain what I had already prepared. That is why I now open before you a path to a dwelling where every blockage will be dissolved and every promise will find fertile ground. The environment I chose is ground of healing. Their tears that once fell on pillows of anguish will turn into songs of gratitude. The space I prepare will carry a presence that will drive oppression away. Even your dreams will be renewed when you rest under the roof that I sealed for you. While the old place weighed on your spirit, this new one will be a source of lightness. You will not only sleep, but you will rest in peace that the world does not know. Do not look at this change as if it were only a social step or a material achievement. I want you to understand that it is a prophetic movement. I am transitioning you from a season of waiting to a season of fulfillment. I am marking in your story a before and after. The place I prepare will not be only home, it will be memorial. Everyone who enters it will perceive something different because my glory will rest upon every corner. I am the one who transforms ordinary houses into living tabernacles. The space I will give you will not be just physical shelter, but a territory where your faith will find space to flourish. There, I will raise your voice with more clarity, multiply your gifts, and make what seemed distant become accessible. Your prayers will no longer echo in suffocated silence, but will be like incense rising directly to my throne. I tell you, this change is a key of destiny. What I prepare is a place where doors will open, not only for you, but also for those who walk with you. People will be healed inside that home, covenants will be restored, unexpected provisions will arrive. Each wall will witness the faithfulness I extended over your life, and every detail will be a reminder that what seemed impossible became reality by my hand. Therefore, do not fear leaving behind what no longer serves. Do not cling to the memories of walls that could not sustain your future. I am the God who writes stories of glory, and the page I now turn in your life is written with promise, victory, and purpose. The meaning of this new dwelling goes beyond comfort or beauty. It is spiritual inheritance. It is a seal that I fulfill my word. It is a sign that heaven leaned down to release what was kept for you. Receive with faith, because the place I give you will be more than home. It will be territory of destiny, living altar, key of expansion, memorial of my faithfulness, and starting point for all that I will yet reveal in your life. It is not only a house that awaits you, but also a sacred connection. I chose someone specific to cross your path at this time. This person carries within themselves an energy of restoration, like a mirror that will activate dormant potentials in you. When the encounter happens, there will be an instant trust, as if you had always known each other. It is not illusion, it is the fulfillment of an alliance designed in heaven to accelerate your mission on earth. I am the God who weaves destinies with invisible threads, and I have already intertwined your story with that person's before you even breathed for the first time. There was in my heart a covenant established so that at the right moment they would appear before you as a living confirmation that you are not alone on the journey. This encounter is not the fruit of chance or coincidence, but part of a sacred plan, where the pieces that seemed scattered now align to form the perfect design. This person I place in your path will be like a key to open areas that remained closed within you. There are gifts you carry that have never been fully activated because they awaited the right touch, the proper stimulus, the necessary environment. I prepared in them an atmosphere capable of awakening in you what seemed buried. The encounter will not be just human affection, but it will be like fire that rekindles extinguished embers, like light that illuminates forgotten paths. When your eyes meet, you will feel as if something ancient were remembered. It is not natural memory, it is spiritual record. Alliances made in my eternity echo in time and produce this sense of familiarity. It is as if your soul recognizes the place where it should be and your heart finally rests. This is a sign that my hand is in control and that nothing can stop the convergence I have established. This person will not come to steal your identity, but to confirm it. They will not compete with you, but will be complement. The energy they carry will be balm for wounds that were still open and strength for areas that were fragile. I formed them with characteristics that align with your deepest needs, because I know every detail of your being and I know exactly what strengthens you. I chose someone who will be a voice of encouragement when you try to give up, who will be support when you think of stopping, who will be a witness of the victories I will bring. This connection will not take you away from me, but will bring you even closer, because their presence will be a reflection of what I have for you. Where there was loneliness, there will be partnership. Where there was silence, there will be dialogue that generates life. Where there was weight, there will be a shoulder that shares and lifts. Understand that this is not just about emotional company, but about a joint mission. The encounter has a purpose beyond affinity. It is a calling. I placed upon you both a spiritual responsibility to build together, to open paths that alone you could not walk. There will be projects, ideas, and movements that will only be born when you unite, because I designed this journey to be lived in covenant and not in isolation. Do not be surprised if before this encounter there are sudden departures. I am cleansing around you, removing people who could hinder or confuse what I am about to accomplish. The emptiness you now feel in some relationships is only space being opened so that this connection may happen without obstacles. I will not allow false supports to occupy the place of the true encounter I prepared for you. This person will carry within themselves a presence of healing. Even simple conversations will have the power to restore your soul. There will be days when just their look will be enough to rekindle in you the courage to continue. What I place before you is not weight, it is relief. It is not prison, it is freedom. Because where there is union according to my will, there my glory rests and multiplies. I tell you, prepare your heart to recognize this covenant. Do not look with distrust. Do not close the doors out of fear of being hurt again. I myself will be giving testimony in your spirit that this encounter is true. There will be clear signs, peace that cannot be explained, joy that springs without effort, trust that is born without struggle. These signs will be my confirmation that I am in the midst of this story. Receive this word as seed planted in your heart. Do not seek with anxiety, just remain available. At the right time, as one who turns a page, I will bring this person to your path. And when that happens, you will know that every waiting was worth it, every loneliness was preparation, and every silent prayer was answer. Because I am the God who fulfills promises and unites destinies, so that my glory may be revealed on earth. When you enter the new home, invisible chains will break. What seemed impossible in your career will be released. Toxic relationships will lose strength, and aligned people will arrive. Dormant creativity will awaken like fire, and even your health will be touched by the purified environment. Every window, every beam of light, and even the plants around will testify that this place was chosen to be the stage of your total transformation. I am the one who changes atmospheres, and when your feet touch this consecrated ground, a new spiritual order will be established in your life. What seemed unreachable will become reality because the territory I prepare carries the anointing of advancement. The space where you will live will be a portal of renewal, a place where everything that was imprisoned will begin to move freely. It will not be just an address, it will be the visible expression of what I decreed over your future. The chains that held you in cycles of stagnation will not resist the environment of the promise. There will be a rupture in areas that were paralyzed for years. What once depended on incessant effort will now flow like a river of living waters. Even the thoughts that were heavy will be cleared because the atmosphere of this place was chosen to carry peace. Your steps inside this house will not be just physical movement, but prophetic declarations that you no longer live in hidden prisons. I will bring deliverance in your professional area. The doors that closed before you were not definitive, they were only detours to lead you to the right time. When you are in the environment I prepared, projects that were shelved will reappear, ideas that seemed dead will be reborn, and influential people will approach you to cooperate with what I planted in your hands. The place where I put you will serve as the stage of released opportunities because the geography of the promise attracts the necessary resources. In the new home, relationships that drained your energy will lose space. I myself will dissolve toxic alliances that hindered your growth. People who used you or kept you in patterns of pain will be removed by my hand. In return, I will draw near to you those who will edify, who will support you, and who will confirm your identity. This house will be the territory of divine connections, where only what is aligned to my purpose will remain. Within this space, your creativity will be awakened like fire that cannot be contained. New ideas will flow in your mind, unexpected projects will be born naturally, and gifts that were dormant will be activated. Every room of the new home will be like a blank canvas where I will paint new visions, and your soul will find freedom to express what I placed inside you. The environment will carry inspiration, and even the simple act of looking through the window will be enough to rekindle the flame of imagination. Even your body will feel the impact of this transition. The health that seemed weakened will be strengthened by the purified environment I prepared. The weight that the old place brought upon your bones and your mind will be removed. The new atmosphere will bring healing rest, restorative sleep, and renewed energy. The weariness that followed you like a shadow will dissipate because the light that will inhabit this space will also touch your physical condition. I tell you, do not underestimate the power of the signs I prepared in the new home. Every window was positioned to bring light that will heal your soul. Every door was placed to symbolize new opportunities. Even the plants around were created to testify to the life that will spring from you. Every detail, visible or invisible, was chosen to confirm that this place is not the result of human effort, but of divine orchestration. There, your spirit will find freedom to worship. The walls will hear songs that will rise like incense, and the atmosphere will be saturated with my presence. Your days will begin with renewed hope, and your nights will be marked by peace that the world cannot give. The environment will become a place of encounters with me, and in every prayer you will feel my closeness in a tangible way. The new house will not be just a blessing for you, but also for all who enter it. Friends, family, and even strangers will feel a difference when they cross the door. Some will not understand, but they will recognize that there is something special there. That something is my glory resting on the territory I prepared. People will be healed just by being in the environment. Others will receive direction. Others will feel rest they never experienced. This home will be a living testimony of my power. Do not look at the change as a simple exchange of address. See with spiritual eyes, I am transporting you from a season of incessant struggle to a time of visible fruits. I am removing from you the weights that delayed you and delivering a space where growth will be inevitable. The impact of this transition will be so profound that even your words will change. What once was complaint will give way to declarations of faith, and what seemed unreachable will become testimony. I am the Lord who breaks chains and establishes new beginnings. The environment I will give you is the stage of the victory I designed for your life. Walk with confidence, because every step you take inside this new home will be a reminder that I am faithful. And when the transformation manifests in all areas of your life, you will recognize that it was not by your strength, but by my power that now leads you. While this promise manifests, prepare yourself. Free emotional ties with the current place, giving thanks for the lessons learned. Declare aloud, I welcome the divine home that heaven has prepared for me. Practice daily gratitude. Visualize yourself living in peace in the new space and let go of what no longer serves you. The more faith and detachment you demonstrate, the faster divine time will align with human time to fulfill what has already been decreed. I not only give you a physical space, I teach you to walk in spiritual maturity. Before you set your feet in the prepared environment, I want your heart to be free of burdens. Do not take into the new house the marks of resentment, the memories that imprison you, nor the ties that hold you to the past. I am the God who makes all things new, and the place I will give you must be inhabited by someone willing to live in the newness of life. Give thanks for the roof that covered you until now, even if it was a scene of tears. Gratitude opens portals that murmuring closes. When you lift your eyes and recognize that even in the place of limitations I sustained you, you show heaven that you are ready to receive the best. Each praise that springs from your mouth in this time of transition will be like a key that unlocks doors. I rejoice when I see in you a heart that honors the past without clinging to it. Make room within yourself for the new that I want to pour out. I tell you, release clothes you no longer wear, objects that no longer have purpose, memories that only feed wounds. When you decide to let go, you declare in the spiritual world that you are ready to hold what is greater. Do not fear letting go of what seems safe, for I already have prepared for you something that will multiply your joy and your peace. Earthly detachment is a sign of trust in the invisible riches that I myself place in your hands. Visualize yourself living in the environment I have prepared. Walk in your mind through the hallways, see your table full, your family in peace, your days filled with lightness. This practice is not fantasy, it is spiritual alignment. When you project with faith the reality I have determined, you are agreeing with heaven, and agreement accelerates fulfillment. I place in your imagination prophetic images that serve as the seed of what will soon bloom before your eyes. While you wait, do not remain inert. Act with faith. Pray every day, lifting your voice and proclaiming, Lord, I receive the home you have already prepared for me. This prayer not only touches me, but strengthens your spirit. The habit of giving thanks before seeing is the proof of your trust. Each word of faith is an invisible brick being placed in the construction of the future. Thus, when you reach the moment of change, you will discover that you are already living this reality within. I also instruct you to purify the atmosphere of the current place. Open the windows and declare aloud that all resistance and all fear are being dissipated. Let the light enter, for it is a symbol of the truth that has already overcome darkness. Anoint the corners of the house with oil and proclaim that everything belonging to the past will be placed in my hands. This spiritual preparation cleans the ground so that you can leave in peace, without bonds, without shadows trying to follow you into the new cycle. Also guard your words, for they shape the environment around you. Avoid declarations of discouragement and replace them with words of hope. Say firmly, I walk toward a future full of peace and abundance. These phrases are seeds that will sprout when you arrive at the place I chose. The mouth that prophesies with faith attracts what heaven has already decreed, and I am faithful to respond to every declaration aligned with my heart. Do not neglect the practical order while you wait for fulfillment. Organize your belongings, separate what will be taken, discard what has no more function. This simple act is an expression of faith. When you arrange your things in anticipation, you are saying, I believe what the Lord has spoken, and I am ready to depart. This attitude accelerates the processes because the spiritual world responds to signs of readiness. Also, prepare your heart to honor the new season. When you enter the promised home, remember to consecrate it to me. Pray in every room, sing songs of worship, dedicate each space as an altar of service and gratitude. This will mark the house not only as a place of rest, but as territory of testimony. I will be the center of that home, and my presence will be the greatest treasure that will dwell there. I am the one who does not fail in my promises. Everything I instruct you to do in this time of preparation is not in vain. Every prophetic act, every prayer, every detachment is part of the invisible construction that sustains the visible. When you least expect it, you will see that what you did in faith has turned into reality. And then as you cross the doors of the dwelling I have prepared, you will recognize that each step of obedience led you there. Receive my instructions as a guide of love. Do not fear the process, for I am with you in every detail. I teach you to prepare not only boxes and suitcases, but above all, your soul, so that when the new manifests, you may enjoy it in fullness. Walk with confidence, for every movement of faith is a record that you are already living the transition. I am faithful, and soon your eyes will behold what today your heart only glimpses through faith. This announcement is not for everyone, but for you who feel that your soul has been called by these words. The love I prepare and the life I am delivering will make every wait worthwhile. You were not forgotten, you were kept. The change that has already begun in your atmosphere will open a chapter in which your house will become living testimony that I am the God who transforms environments and destinies. Walk with hope, because the place I have prepared already has your name inscribed. I speak to you because I know the questions you kept within. I know the times when you looked around and felt invisible, as if the world did not notice your value, but I have always seen you. Every silent act of faithfulness, every unrecognized gesture of love, every prayer you thought was not heard, all was recorded in my book. Today I assure you that none of your seeds were lost. Now is the time when I will make sprout before you what was kept in the storehouses of heaven. The journey to this point was marked by tears, waiting, and nights when your heart cried out for answers. But all this was not in vain. Every tear that fell became a river of intercession before me. Every prolonged wait matured your faith, forged your identity, and prepared you to receive what I now give. You would not understand the value of the new if you had not gone through the desert of the old, but I was with you in every step, and today I make all things new. I want you to understand, This change I announce is not just a detail in your life, it is a watershed. It will mark a before and an after. The home I will give you will be more than walls and a roof. It will be a memorial of my faithfulness. Every time you cross the door, you will remember that it was I who led you there. Every time you sit in silence inside that space, you will feel the weight of my presence that will dwell with you. Do not fear what is to come, for I have already told you that I was the one who wrote this story. No human error, no delay, no spiritual opposition could cancel what I determined. The signature of heaven is final. If I have kept you until now, it is because there was an exact time to reveal this blessing. Now you are before the season when you will see with your own eyes that I am faithful to fulfill what I promised. I will not only give you a place to live, but I will also restore your trust in me. Where fear tried to whisper, peace will be born. Where insecurity insisted on shouting, certainty will flourish. Where there was loneliness, comfort will arise. I will transform your house into a refuge of peace, into an environment of healing, and into an altar of testimony. The people who enter that space will feel something different because my glory will rest upon every detail. I am the God who changes scenarios and redraws stories. What for many seemed distant or unlikely is already before you. That feeling of displacement that accompanied you will be replaced by belonging. You will feel deep within. This is the place the Lord prepared for me. And this testimony will not be only yours, but of all who witness the transformation. Many will look at you and say, "The Lord was with you and fulfilled what he had spoken." I know the time of waiting tired you, but I affirm that every second served so that nothing would be lost. The pieces of the puzzle were being put in order, and now you will see the complete picture. I was preparing not only the physical space, but also your heart, so that when you entered the new home, you would be ready to live it in fullness. I did not waste your life, I only aligned everything to the perfect time. So lift your head. Do not carry the shadow of doubt any longer. Walk with renewed hope. I have already opened the way, already aligned the details, already established the victory. Now is the time to trust and move forward. Where before there were closed doors, I myself will open passages. Where there seemed to be insurmountable walls, I will place wide open gates. And where there was no trail, I will create a road so that you may walk in safety. Receive this word as a seal of eternal love. You were not forgotten, you were kept for a special time. Now is that time. The house I prepare is not just an address, it is a symbol that the heavens moved for your sake. And when you lie down in peace in the space I will give you, you will remember that I, the Lord, fulfill promises and do infinitely more than you ask or imagine. Walk with confidence, for the future is already written. The place has your name, and in it I will write chapters of victory, restoration, and abundance. And your whole being will testify that I am the God who transforms destinies. Say, Amen.